Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're here with the Tech Diva Weekly, and we're going to be talking tech in English. I'm here with my co-host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva, and our show producer, and with Dr. Tachi all the way from Florida.
Hey.
How you doing today, this morning, ladies?
Fantastic. And it's hot here, as you
Is it
can
warm?
tell. Oh, yeah. It's like in the 80s.
Oh, wow. It's overcast here, which
Hey.
is unusual for us.
Wow.
Yeah, we got fog. You guys are near the water. What are we doing with fog in Central California? Anyway,
Okay,
okay.
there's a little bit of water nearby.
Yeah. So we're here to get this party started with our This Week in Tech. So what's going on up? And we're going to be joined shortly. Here we are with Miss TJ all the way from New York City. TJ online. How you doing, Terry?
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
We're just glad to have you here. We wanted all the coasts represented, and you making us question whether or not we had the Northeast. We had the Southeast.
Yes.
I guess we're whole now.
We are whole.
We're whole. So let's get this party started, Fran. What's going on this week in tech history?
okay, so I'm going to start with December 9th, 1968. Douglas Engelbart and his team of researchers present a 90-minute public technology demonstration, including such innovation as hypertext, video conferencing, ooh, back in the day, okay, but most famously, the computer mouse.
Hmm.
Wow.
You found one, huh? Because I know you don't own one.
Oh yeah, this goes with my iMac. This is wonderful.
Oh, okay. This
Um,
is a different device. Okay.
right. This is the first public demonstration of the mouse witnessed by 1,000 computer professionals in attendance. Oh, of course, it was in Menlo Park, California. I was like,
Okay.
where did this take place? Okay. Uh, so he demos the mouse, and somebody didn't Gates bring the mouse to IBM, and they didn't want to have anything to do with it.
I think so. I
That
know
sounds right.
somebody. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, all right, then I'm going to go to this other story I saw. Google releases Chrome on December 11th, 2008. That was 10, 11 years ago. Man, Google releases the first stable public version of their web browser, Chrome. Chrome is now considered the third most popular web browser in the world. Okay, what's the other two?
Firefox has a following. That's the only one I could think of.
Yeah. Because Chrome works with so many different types of applications, where it's like, okay, for those of us that are Mac users, Safari, it's like you only works with like two things, but Chrome is like basically universal. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I was like, what's the deal?
Well,
And the only thing,
Microsoft has a browser that they're trying to push on people. It has a name.
What, that Internet Explorer rubbish?
I think it's Edge. I don't know, but maybe that's what they're talking about.
Well, edge yourself right on out, because Explorer is deplorable.
Well, I think it's Explorer.
no, it's
Edge.
It goes back.
They changed the
They
name.
changed the name. It's Edge.
Yeah, you could change the name, but the same shenanigans
Okay.
Are going on.
Yes.
They just
Arose by any other name.
it's a
Nonsense.
no-look path. We're gonna.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm like, that is way weird. Apple's IPO in December 12th, 1980. Apple Computer holds their initial public offering, selling 4.6 million shares at $22 per share. Dang it.
Saying,
And
Wow.
turning more than 40 Apple employees and investors into instant millionaires. With the stock value closing at $29, the market capitalization puts the company's worth at $1.778 billion. Stock held by Steve Jobs is worth $217 million, Steve Wozniak $116 million, and Mark Kula $203 million. This was the largest IPO in the U.S. since the Ford Motor Company in 1956. This guy says, to have gotten a piece of that fruit back then.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
well, we could always talk about Seed Invest, which is coming up in January.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you might have to tell us what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We're asking, what is Seed
Oh,
Invest?
I didn't know. I think you went now in the middle of
Like,
history.
Okay, we're gonna drop it in this bowl. We're like, well, what's that?
Seed Invest is a sort of crowdsourcing for people who are not normally eligible to invest in startups. Usually to invest in a startup, you have to have maybe $500,000 to even get in on the ground floor.
Okay.
So this, what it does is because of, and I know you're not gonna like it, because Obama, thank God, saw that we needed to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
He allowed for companies to form what would you call it, collaborations with small investors, and then they take that money and invest it in startups, which means you can get in on the ground floor before it becomes an IPO. Initial
Public offering.
initial public offering, like other millionaires.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you can get in for as little as $200 a month, or start with $2,000, whatever you want to start with, but you have to be prepared to allow that money to be in there for 5 to 7 years before you see a return on the investment.
Right.
Well, 5 to 7 years in Google would have been what? Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's the way to get in, and the name of the company is called Seed Invest.
Seed Invest. Interesting.
SEED Invest.
Seed. Okay.
So I'm gonna go find it and I'll stick it in the
chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys can go and you can read up on it.
Yes.
Fantastic.
All right.
Mm.
You have we're gonna continue with the tech history. Or Fran is having.
I didn't mean to see. I'm taking y'all down rabbit holes. I so apologize.
That's okay.
No, we like rabbit holes, and we needed this in this case.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so here's Seed Invest.
Yeah.
So what happened to Francie? She gonna tell us more?
I don't know.
well, then I guess we'll just press on until she comes back, huh?
Okay, so I'm putting the
seedinvest.com.
Yeah, it's the name of it.
Okay.
And I don't know.
I'm sorry, I was still here, but go ahead. I'm good. Go.
Oh, okay. No, wait.
No,
well, I'm finished. That is your week in tech history.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we didn't know. I thought the rabbit hole distracted you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it did not. It was actually good. I was like, well, what's that?
Okay. And I found out about it through Indivisible, and I don't know if they have chapters of Indivisible in your cities, ladies.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't believe so, because that was started by Kevin Johnson here,
the mayor of Sacramento.
Former mayor.
Former mayor, former ball player. At any rate, yep. And they have a book, so I'll try to bring my memory back to figure out the name of the book, and if I do, I'll stick that in the chat too. But you can find out more about it over there on seedinvest.com.
Good to know.
Yeah, because we don't want to miss another
Ground floor.
IPO at $22 a share.
You know what I mean? Another ground floor opportunity that could take us into another space.
Absolutely, and set up legacy. I think that's the most
Exactly.
important thing in all of this, is that especially, there are many people, but particularly when you talk about people of color, and there are problems in terms of having a legacy and then building something to carry on for generations. And that's something that could possibly work for us. So thank you for the information.
Help us catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to learn more and have different opportunities.
It's sort of like, you can set it up like a 401k where it automatically invests a little every month, and it just sits there. And then when these companies blow up, you become a part of it, and you can select what you want to invest in too.
Oh,
and see, that's better than just a traditional 401k. I mean, maybe it's not as stable, but and with 401ks you can do some investing, but I don't know. I find that people tend to be a little more risk adverse when it's like that. Whereas if you know you are investing, you have that mindset that I'm investing. So
yes,
right.
And then they have weekly webinars, and you can find out about what's going down the pike and ask questions. And so it's very user centric.
Okay, good.
Good stuff.
Good to check it out.
Yes, it's not hazy and like, what is this?
Yeah.
And what was that?
You want to invest your rent money in this, people. You want to invest something that you can let sit.
Yeah, that's. Can you wait like 2 years, because I just invested it and it'll turn around? Your landlord will be like,
I don't think so.
You and your bags can get out.
You can wait in the car.
Yes.
You can wait in the car.
Yeah. Okay, well, ladies, I do have one or two things I wanted to share.
Okay.
And one is that the the Waze, the app WAZE.
Yes.
Now allows people to report, and I know you're going to love this, TJ. They can report black ice and snow issues.
Ooh.
Wow.
To help you avoid traffic issues during inclement weather.
Okay.
So I thought that was a nice addition.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and then there's something going on with the Apple Card. Now, I don't know what I did with the article, but the Apple Card now allows you, they came out with that credit card.
Yes.
And the credit card gives you back, 3% if you buy an Apple product, and then 2% if you tap, and 1% if you just, swipe the card. So,
and I think it gives you 3% on some other products too, not just Apple.
Yeah.
It's more than just Apple.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going on, and I wanted you guys to know about that because it is the holiday season, and we're going to be swiping or tapping something. So why not get some money back?
Well, two things to both of those stories, if I may be so bold. So with the black eye story and Waze, I'm wondering when we're really going to kick into the Internet of Things. When you see IoT, the Internet of Things is really this interconnected world where devices contact each other and communicate with each other to let each device know what's going on.
They talk to each other.
Right. So basically, really what's supposed to happen in a perfect world, a new car or an app like Waze would communicate with, for example, technology on a bridge to let you know that the bridge is closed or that the bridge is icy or something like that, rather than having a human type in, there's black ice on the corner of Park and such. So I'm wondering when that is going to kick in, this use of the Internet of Things. And then the second thing, in terms of the what was the story you just gave?
About Apple
Card.
The Apple Card. Why did I forget it that fast? Things in my head. So the Apple Card. So you know that Apple just announced the Mac Pro, this big deal Mac Pro that's really for people that are doing a lot of editing, because it allows you to like work with 3 streams of 8K video at the same time. So we're talking about a heavy lifting machine. Okay, so at the small end of it, it's $6,000. That's starting. But if you get it fully loaded with all the bells and whistles, it's $50,000. So if you're using your Mac card for that, if you're getting, what is it, 1% back? 3% back? Okay, that's $15,000 off.
That's a big deal.
Use the card, people. Use the card.
Exactly. So, or I think I had that wrong. No, because 1% of 50,000, no, is $5,000. So yeah. So no, that's $500. Because 10% is $5,000, so that's $500. So that's like $1,500 off.
And
that's still.
And I want to point out that Tachi said it, but I want to say it again. When Apple makes these types of systems, they're not for home use.
No,
okay? They're for editing, for business, for animators, for anybody that needs equipment that can handle the load, because it's very memory intensive, and the memory board and all of those things that are working in the computer, they work really hard. So that's what that is for. It's not for you to go, oh, you can, if you have the money, go splash out, but that's not what those systems are designed for.
No.
And don't come back and like, my computer is running slow. Well, it's not working on my internet. Okay.
Right. So
because it's not for you.
Because a lot of people go, why is computers are expensive? Because it's not for home consumer use. Those are for enterprise corporations, people in Hollywood that, how do they edit movies? Well, on systems that $50,000.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. I still think it's premature. We're not even on the infrastructure of 4K yet, not to talk of 8K, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But if they don't start talking about 8K, we may not get to 8K, or we may not get to 4K. You notice that even with the history that we've been looking at, everybody has been ahead of the game in terms of the technology. It didn't catch up until years later, but they were ahead of the game.
Right. But $50,000 is a hefty price to pay for something where it's going to be improved. And so you buy it now. We're on a 4K system, and then they improve things, and you're mad because you spent $50,000 on a system that still needs some tweaking. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying it's premature. I'm always a believer not to buy the first generation of anything anyway.
Oh, right.
I mean, it was like 5 years. No. Actually, this was almost 10 years ago that I was playing with a 16K computer, Ikegami 16K, not computer, camera. So they have 16K and higher cameras. We just don't have the infrastructure to support that. So if you
support it,
you can't do anything, because you can't even watch anything really well done in 4K, because we're not even broadcasting in 4K. We just got to HD not too long ago. So when we look at the infrastructural things in media, that's why I'm saying so you're right, that you do have to start developing, and then stuff catches up, but then things catch up and we've moved on to things that, okay, this now has a better processor, but I bought the old processor back in the day. So,
and I think
that's the nature of computers. That's the nature of it. It's built to it's for a season or until they build the new processor. Or Apple does it all the time with their phone. That's why there's a new phone every year. People go, why? Because the processor, not the bells and whistles, processor.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I think. Go ahead, Terry.
Go ahead, Fran. Go ahead, sweetie. Okay, I want to say this. It's the Apple phone. You can put that on the credit card, people, and pay over 24 months interest free. Okay.
Okay, now everybody else ain't doing the interest free part.
Right.
It says here, you'll be able to buy an iPhone on an Apple card, pay for it over 24 months with zero interest, get your 3% cash back on the purchase, and manage payments in the Wallet app with one fell swoop.
Right.
Now, see, they are changing the game of stuff, and I don't think all the other bankers are liking it.
No, they don't like it.
Well, I can't wait for them to
Too
go into the
bad.
mortgage business. Because if they go into the mortgage business and they say to me, your mortgage is now 2.5, they are now my mortgage company. Okay.
Exactly. I mean, if
They
when you
don't-
look at it, that is the game to get in. What
Right.
people poo-poo real estate when it comes to things like that, but I mean, I think that's the next
That would disrupt the whole business.
disruption.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Right.
And I
That
could
would-
probably switch companies through my wallet.
Ah!
You know what I mean?
Let me tell you how mad Wells Fargo would be, and how mad what SunTrust and all these other banks,
Bank of America.
would be. Bank of they would be the mad. They would be the mad. I mean,
That's why
seething.
that's one of the reasons why they keep coming at them in Facebook, because they know if either one of them said, "Oops, you know what? Whatever major product you got that most people want to have, a car, a house, we're going to do this, and we're going to cut our own interest rate.
Right, major
Right.
price.
And we're going to give you cash back. Shut up. Cash back on the house. Cash back on my mortgage every month.
Where's my tambourine? I need a tambourine. On that one.
Tambourine, yes.
I don't have
Yes.
one. But see, this is the thing.
That would be a game changer.
They would disrupt. It's the banks are like the taxi system.
Uh-huh.
They got everybody held hostage with 24% and 29%. And Apple said, no, we're not doing that to you.
Right, because Apple can afford to do that. Apple's valuation is over $1 trillion, their company, so they can afford it. And getting a little off track, because I hear them talking about Apple TV Plus and the things that Apple put out, that they're coming late to the game because they sit back and wait because they can, because they have so much cash. So
they don't have to.
Right.
They don't have to do this at all. But
Right.
I think they realize it's a good business move.
Right. But they will get in, yeah.
Because they're disrupting the money industry now. Somebody needs to do it, because the way that the traditional banks do things right now, it's not fair to the consumer. They give you less than 0.5% on your savings, and then charge everybody else 28, 29, something else to borrow the money. And I was like, hold on, shouldn't we get a little piece of that if my money's in your bank?
They don't give a damn.
Yeah,
they don't give 2 dams. They are so they will make and then create. They've gotten into trouble because of this greed. You know, all these they were in trouble the first time with the predatory lending when it came to homes and all the money they made off of things. You know how much money they just make off of fees just from bank alone? $35 a pop. Before you know it, you're $500 in the red in your account, and
you're like, what happened?
The hell? And then you have to call. Oh well, we'll reverse one. I'll reverse you. So
it's been getting over for years, 4 years, the banking system, and now everything is being disrupted. So why not the banking system? I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting.
Okay, this is what you really call turn up. You flipping tables and turning stuff up. It needs to be jolted. Is that a good word? Yes. This system needs to be jolted, clear, and let somebody do something with that. So
don't say it can't happen, because it can.
Absolutely,
it can. Now I'm gonna before I let Terry have the floor for or TJ have the floor for social media, and we're still talking about Apple. The 5G is out. T-Mobile has released 5G. And so the problem is with, like Dr. Tachi says, although 5G is out, if you don't have a 5G phone or a 5G network, it ain't going to work. You are not getting 5G. You will still be on 4G or LTE or Edge or whatever's in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
But 5G is out. But what does that do for you? Because I think there were only 2 phones that were 5G capable, and it's not Apple. Again, like TJ said, Apple sits back and waits. It's like, okay, y'all go ahead and do all that 5G stuff, and when you finish, we'll just tweak our system.
That's right.
To go. I said, okay.
And Apple's customers will wait, because they know. They like, okay. when it gets weird, and they'll be lining up. So Apple knows its customers. That's the deal. Like it doesn't have to rush out. Same thing with the smart speakers. They weren't first. They could have been, but they weren't.
They know.
Yeah.
They know that their customers want good sound coming out of the speaker. Not necessarily because you can run your whole house on the HomePod. You really can.
You can.
But okay, the sound needs to be good. If I'm running music in my house, I don't want no scratchy, crappy
right
sound coming out the speakers. You know what I mean? Tinty and okay.
And that's what Amazon had to do with the first speaker. It wasn't that great, and then they had to improve it with I think the second or the third. It's like, okay, that's what some people want, and they finally did it, but they wanted to be first with the voice, the voice command.
The voice command, but they the
sound.
They gave up the quality sound for having the first voice command. And they did come out. You can tell Miss A to do anything and pretty much get it done. But they also, going back to security stuff, they did not take care of that whole security situation where they are recording you right before it takes command or with the wake word. Okay, they didn't encrypt all of that stuff. Apple took time and said, "Oh, we need to encrypt the conversations
before
you, because you have to give it permission to record you so it can do its job."
Right.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yes, it's implied in when they're coding the software, because they know that people, if you had to say, okay, if you had to do a couple of steps instead of one or two words, most people would find that annoying. So that's why the coders wrote it, or they wrote it in as listening for a wait word. It's like a pre warm up game kind of thing where they're, actively listening for stuff, but not engaging. But when they hear the wait word, that's when I'm on deck. And then they give you what you asked for.
And the problem is that they didn't encrypt that.
Right.
And Google had an issue with that too. And that's why, but Apple sitting back in the cuts and waiting until everybody else do stuff. Then they said, okay, we need to encrypt this. So then Alfredo says 5G current infrastructure is not available in all areas. No, it's not, Alfredo. It is not available in all areas.
Right. And Taji said, is T-Mobile and Verizon?
T-Mobile and Verizon are the two that are leading the way for 5G. Because Verizon was talking about it and stuff, but T-Mobile said, we're out here first. And they got pink stripes everywhere. And I was like, okay, but not in my neighborhood.
So my thing is like with this whole 5G race and with anything technology, there's always a rush to market, to be the first to market. So that's like being in a race and remember the Easter egg hunts, right? And you don't have a basket, but you're carrying all these Easter eggs in your hand and you're trying to rush and get to the finish line. Meanwhile, all these eggs are dropping as you get there and you get to the finish line and you have 2 damn eggs. Meanwhile, the people who took the time
to get a basket
or didn't get a basket or just holding it, they maybe drop 1 or 2 eggs, but they have everything when they get there. So because you rushed to market, you lost all your damn technology eggs. And that's what I think we're experiencing now.
I love that analogy. I can see the visual.
Yeah, I'm a very visual. I'm a filmmaker, so I visualize everything.
Right.
So you visually see that happening. But there's a literal rush to market with everything without taking care. And every single time, there's always a bug or something because they're sacrificing quality of certain things with being first. In this case, it's infrastructure and probably the quality of the devices. We don't know that they're going to be 100% infallible because I haven't tested them or anything.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So technology being what it is, that's why we're telling you when they give you a security update on your phone, please do it because they've found some vulnerability somewhere right? And that you need to get it updated.
Mhm.
We're just, now there are some updates that you don't have to do. Like there's an update that came out on Apple 13 point, 13.3, I believe it is.
Mhm.
Yes.
It didn't have the little red one in there, which tells me it is not something that is crucial for your security.
Mm.
It's more a feature.
Hmm.
And and if you decide to upgrade, it'll say, it will tell you that it's requested.
Correct.
Yeah.
But the ones that have the red circle on them,
Uh-huh.
you need to do those.
Do it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Alfredo has a comment here. Let's see. Per Wikipedia, 9 companies sell 5G radio hardware and 5G systems for carriers. Okay, who are all these people? These are all the people behind the scene that we don't get to talk to.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, but they're not ready. They sell devices and they sell
Right.
hardware for it, but they're not necessarily the ones responsible for developing the infrastructure. So, until the infrastructure is set, none of these devices is any good.
No, no, and because your phone is not going to work on 5G, nothing is unless you have a 5G phone, you're not getting 5G.
Mm.
Exactly. And then, sorry.
Oh no, I think they were trying to bring 5G to your home as well, but then you still
Yes.
have to have a router and they still have to have 5G towers. And I think
Uh-huh.
the wiring has to be in place. Maybe that's why they're trying to dig up the grounds around here. But the 5G situation is maybe out a few years.
Well, I'm reflecting 5G, so that I haven't checked with it, but I have AT&T, and so I have my router, and the router underneath is the same number with 5G, which indicates that it is there. However, whether that infrastructure is ready for use is a different case.
Right.
Any geo can
So,
pop up the 5G, but
right. And you can go if you are with, or you can go to T-Mobile and type in your zip code and it'll tell you whether or not 5G is in your area.
Exactly.
And you may not get 5Gs if your neighbor stood out with pitchforks and say, we don't want it in this neighborhood.
Pitchforks and torches, lit torches.
They were
Bitch!
like, no 5G. There were people with stuff on their lawns, signs in their lawns, no 5Gs, and da 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 da. And I was like, okay, dude, okay, whatever.
And
But
you probably so you don't need it. No.
Well, I
Just say.
find that, no, exactly. There are so many generations that are only concerned with them and not for future. So I think the
Adverse
thing is, yeah, they're adverse to change.
to progress.
Absolutely.
Yes. So those are people that have the buggy whips tied to their rail post.
Buggy whip.
Exactly.
oh my God. And this is a good do I want to say? A good thing to do to make sure that you don't get caught in the buggy whip syndrome. Technology is coming out every day. There are things that, hey, thanks, TJ. We got new tricks going on up here.
Okay. I want to turn the bigger banner. I was looking to turn the bigger banner.
I think I have. Whoa, wait. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
How's that?
So, yay! So, technology.
Look at this.
Technology is ever evolving. That's why we do the tech this week in tech history.
Mm-hmm.
If they never laid that cable under the water and people were like, what are you people doing? And we wouldn't be doing what we're doing today.
True.
So it has to evolve, but don't get stuck, is what we're saying.
Absolutely.
Okay. Don't bring out your pitchforks and a thing because they now make you use email instead of or you have to text somebody. It's
You
okay.
would be surprised how many people retired because they didn't want to learn something new. They're like, you know what? I'm done.
But you know what? Godspeed, because you really are done.
Really?
That means you were also. Sorry,
Are
go
you
ahead.
really done? I mean, it's not going to stop life from changing.
No, they're done because
Right.
they're done. Those are also the type of people. Honestly, when I see people like that, those are the same type of people, God forgive me, that probably weren't of very much use in the workplace anyway. They just went with the status quo. So it's just that now
hanging out waiting.
They were just hanging out waiting. And now this was something that really forced them. Well, I don't want to learn how to press that button. I'm out. Let me sign the papers. So you weren't of very much use in the workplace anyway. Sorry. You can hate me if you like, but oh the hell well. It's true, because those are the same people that probably did not want to learn anything new, whether you were reading it or getting trained while you were there. So better for me. Bye-bye.
Yep, you have those types of people in the workplace, and over that will be okay. The new stuff is coming, and they know it's coming, but they're like, well, I'm just gonna check out because I don't want to put the effort through.
Let me help you pack.
Right, because how many companies have said, okay, you need to do your payroll online. You need to go in and clock your time in online.
Yeah.
My husband was like, they're not letting us punch in or write our time in anymore. You had to go to the computer to manage your time, to manage your vacation, to manage all of your stuff had to be done online. Mm-hmm. You had to have a password, change that password every 3 months. But the guys were freaking out like, what we did? Wait, can't we just?
They even have, they have some places have the machine where the biometrics, where you have to put a thumbprint or you have to put some kind of DNA process in or something on it because people, it allows a company to control payroll because that can get out of hand. If it was paper and pen or whatever, people could just write what they want, or you can have a coworker. Yeah, a coworker could say, I'm gonna be late. Can you sign me? But that's all has to do with costs, keeping operational costs down. So,
and the technology is making things easier for us, even though we don't think so. I was telling somebody yesterday, or I think I was talking to my mom. She has a Ring doorbell, and I was like, "You don't need to go to the door anymore."
She goes to the door.
Don't go to the door.
Well, it's unlearning stuff. As things change, we really have to change our habits, which means we have to talk to our head and say, you know what, I don't have to do that anymore.
Right, because you're programmed to ding dong. Oh, I need to go to the door. No, I don't need to go to the door anymore. And the same thing with the phone. Just because it rings does not mean I need to pick it up.
Exactly.
Right. With the voice assistants, if you have more than one and you have the lights turned on, because I was going to the one that was connected to the lamp and going, okay, turn it off. I was like, oh, I can do the one over here. I don't have to walk to it. Just say it for whatever spot I'm standing in. So it's a mind thing.
It really is.
Physically turning off a light or a light switch or whatever. So now you have to tell yourself, I don't have to
do it.
Yeah, I don't have to move to it. I just from here.
Retraining the brain.
I run out the house, forget to lock the front door. Hey, Miss S, lock the front door.
Yeah.
Chick, and it locks the door. And I'm like, oh. I'm not.
It's really, it really is a mind thing that you have to, because we're so used to using our hands to change the channel on the TV or turning off a lamp or doing this or that, and you just give the command.
You know what though? Me and the social aspect of this. This also has, because I love technology and I love to do this, but I think we don't know how to balance, because now this has led to all sorts of other things. So because we have to do less things, there's less activity. We're sitting more because everything is like computerized. So we're sitting more. We're not getting as much activity. That's leading to some, health consequences, etc.
Yes, I agree.
Well,
But
wait
see,
a minute
you have
now.
to tell your mind that you have to exercise. That's why if you get the watch or you get a Fitbit or whatever, they have little things that remind you to stand and remind you.
Right,
So
to drink water and things like
you
that.
still have to tell yourself, okay, every morning I go out and walk around the neighborhood.
Exactly.
I do that.
And you turn on a podcast. So now you could, you know what I'm saying? It's not like
While you're walking.
you got the same habit you had when there was nothing around but TV and radio.
Right.
You know,
Well,
so
couch potatoes. Remember the couch potato? Everybody sat on the couch and the remote and
True.
get up and change the little knob. Or if you like my mom was like, go over there and you would make
your kids
They'll call you from the back room to come and change the channel and dare you to say anything about it. So
yeah.
But I'm saying that, you know,
yeah,
Mr. Jobs helped us out with the music thing. Now we got the podcast. And in some cases, I've seen people watching programs while they're walking. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm not recommending it.
Yeah, that's a little yeah, okay.
But you know, I think though just the same point that you made about there were always couch potatoes. There are always people who were going to be naturally active. So I think these are apps for that can be helpful for people who are borderline or who are already naturally active, and then maybe people who are going to be couch potatoes will be couch potatoes. But one thing that you notice is okay with things like video games, etc. You've got and then media in general, you've got children that are outside less, running around outside less. So, all of these things that are helpful are also hindrances in terms of getting activity in.
Okay, now I'm going to be the devil's advocate about that because I'm saying I don't know if I want the kids out there running around because I got to be out there too. Or, I don't. It was different when everybody went out to play and you could just say, hang out with this group of kids. Now there's so many predators and different things hanging out where kids are. We're paranoid. We know more. So we're
so and I feel you. And again, I think when you have children, you're very sensitive to this. But if you look at statistics, it's not that there are more incidences of these types of things happening. Remember back in like the 80s, children were always getting snatched and stuff. It's just that we hear about it more and it's more present on social media. So we think it's happening more, but it's actually not happening more than it ever has.
It's getting to us quicker and it's 24/7.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree.
The window of time from it happening to everybody hearing about it is very short now, especially with Twitter. You go if you want to know what's going on, like right now, you go to Twitter because somebody is reporting it in real time or near real time.
We've got some comments over here, ladies.
Okay. Yes, and then after that, we'll let TJ loose. Pat says, I was working at an engineering firm in the 70s when the company switched from typewriters to new computers. Many of the older typists chose to quit or retire. The work was crucial to the company, but the change was so drastic that they couldn't adapt. Massive change is often quite disruptive. Yes, it is, Pat. And let's see. Alfredo says that time card and scheduling for the workplace is using ADP smartphone apps. Yeah, so a lot of people are going to apps to make people sign in. And then he says there's a request, can the Tech Divas do a quick dab on the show to cater to a younger audience? I'm not sure.
I cannot stand that dance. He's talking about the dab. I can't stand it.
I don't
hate
even.
it.
Okay.
What is it?
Okay. So I would have to do it to show you what it is.
Oh,
you know what they? I hate that.
Ain't that old?
Just hold on. It's gonna die. It's gonna go away.
I thought it was already dead.
You know what?
It was dead already. So
it is. What happens is you get these advertising companies and all these other people who don't realize that it's dead, and they keep it going.
It's stale. Okay. And then Pat says the people who watch videos while walking are the ones we see on Facebook and YouTube plunging into shopping mall pools, and into sidewalk great openings in New York City. Okay,
and good for them. You don't do that kind of thing.
No, you can't. Okay, just because you got technology does not mean you get to be stupid with technology.
Agreed.
There's stuff that
Exactly.
you need to put into place. You need to be safe. Every new thing that comes out, you need to study the adverse effects, and then you put protocols in place so that you don't have them. Like, don't walk with it. I'm watching people cross the street, and they're just.
And I can't
I was
wait
like,
to see
I was like, what the
after
heck? Get out the street.
after the first lawsuit, little things on the box saying, "Do
No,
the
they
Surgeon
probably.
General recommends that
But
you
you
keep
don't
your
do
eyes
this while you're
open
walking.
and using
But you
the
know what? That's an interesting point, because I'm wondering if there's something in place that really dictates that the consumer has to use a modicum of safety and common sense when operating these things that would absolve them from that. I'm
Okay,
Right.
wondering.
you know what I'm saying? Like a disclaimer.
Do you
I
remember
think that
a few years ago with Snapchat? A teenage
yes,
girl was driving
and
really
she was
fast, and
using
she was using the Snapchat filter that
app
Yes.
the 100
that
miles
had the speed.
per hour or something,
Yes,
and she got in
yes.
an accident, and they wanted to sue Snapchat. Why? No one told
Nope.
her to break the law of the rules of the road, which is the speed limit posted on the side of the road every few. So how is that Snapchat's fault?
Personal responsibility.
Right. There has to be personal responsibility. You can't blame the app because you decided, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I drove fast and then did the Snapchat that showed how fast I was going, but you broke the rules of the the
Of
city
the road.
you're in. Right.
Right.
You can't do
So
that.
you can't blame technology for if you use it wrong.
You can't. You can't.
Oh, I meant to rob this bank, but it didn't go well. So really,
Because my phone was on silent and it went off in the middle of me pulling out the gun and she looked up. Okay, so
it,
The laws wherever you are supersede anything that you're doing on social media, people. I don't know how to tell you. Like the laws of your city, your town, your state. They
The-
come first.
Yes. The other thing I don't like about that whole situation with the Snapchat and the Speed app is that this is setting a precedent of why you should have just been like, you see, this is what you get when you do things like that. That's what
Parent.
my parents would have.
Right.
My parents would have been like, well, who told you? So that would have been all on me. But what
Right.
happens now is that there are some parents who will take up for their children in the
and
form of
hire the
suing
attorney.
and
Yep.
hire their, and you're co-signing on that behavior.
right, trying to get a check.
Yeah. All the time. Your kid has broken the law. She broke the law by going 100. I think she went like 100 miles an hour. You broke the law. Like I said, that's the law of where you live. The speed limit is 35, 55, whatever it is.
Okay, so
She broke two laws.
question. So now is my app responsible for how you operate other devices like an automobile?
You can do. See, that's what I'm saying. People realize that the laws where you are in your city, town, or state supersede anything that social media does. And so now is this? So Snapchat has have a disclaimer on everything. Do we have to have a disclaimer on everything, every app, in case someone does something that's like that? We have to disclaim everything?
So this is what I'll bring I know because you have to get to your thing, TJ. Really quickly, there's when we look at different types of societies, the US is a low context society.
Mm-hmm.
And low context means that everything must be explicitly said or we don't get it. This is why we love contracts in this country. This is why we have to really overly explain things because we are low context. Many other cultures, and they tend to be Eastern cultures, are high context, where because of you being a member of that society, you inherently know what to do and how to behave. So I don't have to tell you, you shouldn't be walking with a cell phone. You understand that that is not something to be done.
Human behavior says, okay, if you're walking, you need to focus on where you're going because you can fall into something or walk into a bus or walk into something and die instantly.
Exactly. I don't have to write that down in a high context culture, but the US is low context. And that's part of the reason we have all these problems with things. If we look at it from the sociological standpoint, that's why, because we're low context. Every single bloody thing has to be explained to us or we don't get it. Technology is just not for us.
I say, yep, survival of the fittest, like Brenna says. She says, here, I'll put it up. She says, survival of the most aware of your surroundings. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Exactly. Survival of the fittest. Okay, if you want to do something silly like that and end your life over something that you know as a human being you should be doing, or society or whatever. Oh well,
now she broke 2 laws. You're not supposed to have the doggone phone in your hand anyway while you're driving. So
okay, that's true, huh? Not supposed to be operating a mobile device.
Not while you're driving. No, you shouldn't do operating a mobile device. Is not. I don't think while you're in motion.
Right. So
anyway.
that's the thing about the laws of the land where you live, or generally there are general laws, and then there's ones that apply to your city, your state, or whatever. But you have to be aware of those things. You can't break the law and then when the policeman stops you, oh, I didn't know. Yes, you did. There's a sign. There's a this. When you got your driver's license, they told you this, and this. So it's like there's an attitude of, well, I didn't know, but you were told when you bought something, or you did something, or you got something. There was some long piece of paper or an email you got, terms of service or terms of whatever.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. Then they did tell everybody there is a disclaimer in the terms of service. When you sign up for the phone and they make you read the thing and you click and say you agree, in there it tells you that you're not going to do something stupid or illegal.
Right.
You're not responsible.
But I didn't read that. But I didn't read it.
You were so busy trying to jump to get to the thing, whatever it was, you didn't read the terms of service.
And like Dr. Chaji said, we're a litigious society. We love contracts and lawsuits and this and that. Pretty much every app, thing, device, whatever, there is something legal in there because they have legal departments that their job is to write that stuff. Okay, somebody's going to do something stupid with our product or service. Write that in there that we're not responsible, and it's in there. And guess what? When you download it or buy it or use it or open it, there's that long piece of paper. Or there's something that's coming to you saying, "Do you agree to all of this?" And you, yes.
So here's the thing. When I got these headphones, there was a little piece of paper that you thought were the instructions on how to use the headphone. No, it was all of the user agreement that you're not going to do something stupid with the headphones. And you had to go online to figure out how to do the headphones.
That's what Dr. Tachi said, that we got to do that because of lawsuits that they're heading that off. Somebody might put stupid with our product.
I'm sorry.
Mark is funny. Mark said, yeah, who reads the terms of service? My soul may belong to Satan now. I'm not sure.
I know, right?
The devil is a liar.
When there's a change, they'll send you an email. They'll send you something like YouTube just sent out this thing about being about the agreement. So even if you didn't read it the first time, when there's a change, they're going to send you an updated one to make sure that do you agree to that? Okay. Yes.
We got to get to you, TJ. Okay. I just want people to think about this. When you check the box to get on that Wi-Fi at the restaurant, do you really know what you agree to?
No.
You just want Wi-Fi. You
didn't even read it.
You just want to check your email or whatever.
Right. And
whatever.
The terms, and here this past week, everybody has been sending me terms of service updates. Our privacy policy is updated. You can read it here. The devil's like, I'm talking about email people, Apple, Google, everybody, and YouTube. They've all sent something.
And you have to thank FTC, which is they put in they're putting in some new laws, regulations for minor children. Natalie says
on page 689, you'll find that they now own your firstborn
I'm just saying.
So thank the FTC. And speaking of FTC, that's going to lead into my first thing. I'm going to
good. Okay. I'm sorry to keep delaying you. Go ahead.
The Federal Trade Commission is considering filing an injunction against Facebook because they want to combine WhatsApp and Messenger, and they want to combine all of the messaging into one. So the FTC is looking at that as a way. And Facebook has their issues with the government. They're looking to break it up. They're trying to stop it from this and that. So that's what is going on now. But the real story behind that is it caused the Facebook stock to go down yesterday. But that's not a big deal because it'll go back.
Ooh, maybe I should go buy some now.
Right. Okay. So the time to buy Facebook stock would have been yesterday on Thursday. But that's one of the things they're trying to bar it from integrating its services and prohibit it from enforcing rules about how the other companies at work with the services. So it's a little mishmash of what's going on. But the FTC is, for some reason, woken up, and now they're causing a whole bunch of havoc with everybody. That's what Fran said. You've gotten the privacy notices. Do you agree to this? You have to re-agree to our terms and all that. That's where it's coming from. The Trade Commission. Okay. So that's
okay. Okay. Anything with Instagram or Twitter or anybody?
Tons. Hold on. There's a ton of stuff. Instagram wants to confuse you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they released like at least 5 different things. Hold on, I'm trying to.
What?
Story.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't even have the stuff, however many things that's over there right now together.
So now they are rolling out a bunch of things concerning stories. So the first one is that they're rolling out collaborative group stories options in Instagram. So remember, a group can only have 32 members, whereas Facebook groups, they have, I'm not sure the limit on it, but you can have thousands. But Instagram is 32 people in the group, but now you can have collaborative group stories.
Okay, what does that mean in English? Collaborative.
I understand what that
stories.
Okay, so what it means is that you and everybody in that group can collaborate on a story. You can create group stories with friends. You can collaborate on a private story with friends, create a group so that members can see and add to the story.
Well, that's still
like a private story. Right? It's like a private story. Yes, that's the simple way to put it. Because remember now, let's not confuse it. So stories right now on Instagram, you do stories as yourself, as the owner of the profile. Yeah. Right? Okay. And they're all on the top, the little circles, and you tap on them and you see other people's stories. Now they're saying you could have a group of up to 32 people, and then you have a story feature in there. And everybody adds to the story.
Oh, shut up. So in other words,
now with groups, you can post things in the group, but not as a story. It's just a post. But now you the little story collaborations. See, I told you Instagram was trying to confuse you.
Okay.
Now,
so this is just proof that they are owned by Facebook. Because Facebook just be throwing stuff at you. Boom, the buttons over here today.
Okay, there's a bunch. Item number 1 was that. Item number 2 is the new poses mode for stories. So what they're doing is making a stories camera option in the form of poses, which would create stop motion style clips out of multiple images. So you can make a stop motion video with your stories. Yeah, see what? That's what. So if she took a picture, they would go and they would look like an animation, but in images form, not video.
Yes.
I told you you're getting confused. It's confusing. Now that's number 2.
Okay.
Now they're testing out layout options for frames, Instagram stories frames. So this they're testing is called the layout option, which enables users to select from a range of presentation styles for their visuals within a stories frame. It just means that you can do like a
collage.
Collage. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. So you can do a collage in a story. Wait, I got one more. There's another one. Hold on. There is also so that's the layout. Then there's another one called shout outs. So they're going to do the shout outs in stories, and it's going to let you provide custom. It's going to provide custom templates for birthdays and similar announcements. So what you can do is you add in it because the example is, hold on, I'm trying to bring it up. But I saw it was one was happy birthday, and then it has an @ symbol, and you type in the person's name, and it's like a layout form where you don't have to make a story to tell somebody happy birthday or thank you or something like that. Okay. So to provide a listing of images that the two of you, and also if the two of you that you're talking to, the @ person, if you're tagging, if you and that person have had images together, photos together with the both of you, it'll show you those images that the both of you are in that have been tagged in. Got it? 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's too much for me.
See, I told you they're trying to.
What?
So here it is in a nutshell. Instagram stories. There's more features coming to confuse you because they already got a bunch of stuff now. So they're adding piling on more.
Okay. Like Terry said, they are owned by Facebook, who piles a bunch of crap in the Facebook. Okay.
They obviously have the same group working over there at Instagram now.
Let me bring this up. So Alfredo says Instagram is a confusing app. I use both the desktop version and the smartphone version. When you use the desktop version, there are options that are not available when you're using the mobile app. The mobile app is the original version of it, so it has more features. So I'm talking about the mobile app. I'm never talking, not never. When I'm talking about Instagram, it's always a mobile app because it has everything in it where the desktop version does not.
This little desktop is very limited.
Yes, it's just for if you want to
viewing
or like or something. But the main app for Instagram is mobile use because it was a mobile app for taking photos. So now they've thrown in all of these features, and a lot of people don't know that they're there. So there's more.
And it's okay. We don't know that they're there.
Right. So you don't have to use them. They're there. This group of, people that use Instagram the most, you know who they are. I'm not going to call their name. They love these little things.
Okay. All right. That's just some more stuff. It sounds like the same stuff that's available on Facebook. They just migrated it over here to Instagram.
And remember that Instagram has there's the main feed with the main square photos. There's the stories feed at the top. There's the DM feature, and there's the IGTV. And then when you go in the stories, there's a whole nother world of I can have filters. I can do this.
Okay, so there's a vortex over in the stories that you can get sucked down the black hole.
Go in and play around with it is what I would say. Just tap. Take a picture, tap. What does this do? What is that? Just go in and look at it.
Okay. Mark says we're all owned by Facebook. We just didn't read the terms of agreement.
Exactly.
And that's what I have
for still social media.
That was quite a bit.
I'm like, oh my gosh, we're
my
lost.
head is spinning.
Yeah, so just Instagram stories has 4 new features on top of the ones that I already had.
Okay.
Confuse you.
All right. And it is so far from what it was originally intended. It does not even look the same.
Right.
It was meant for photography to share photos.
Right. So thanks Snapchat and the Snapchat generation for the changes in Instagram.
Well, you know what? I loved it when it was clean and minimal. Oh, well.
We're learning to change. Okay.
If you think you can avoid these Instagram stories updates, remember Facebook has stories, so those things will probably migrate over.
And TJ said it here first. Don't be surprised if Instagram, all of the other stuff in Facebook all becomes one big world and you can't get out like the California hotel.
But the FTC is trying to stop that. So the FTC is trying to stop that because they have their government. That's the thorn in their side. So
yes, but it's their own. But they can't stop their own company from doing. They own everything. So why are you going to try and stop it? And this is the government of the United States, by the way, people. They're not okay
because they all have They all have accounts that they don't want Facebook.
They don't have no account. Some people sitting up there don't even know what to do. They are the ones who
They got
decided
some
to
accounts. They don't
retire.
want people to know. Somebody's loaded some pictures. Ask Prince Harry, whatever his name.
Now you know our Congress people the older ones are using the phone to make phone calls. That's all.
They are
They
not.
are.
That's all
They're
they're
not.
doing.
Well,
They are
let
an
me
embarrassment.
ask this: Touchy Media.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's this Prince with the problem?
Wait, who has the problem? What now?
The Prince with the problem that he was hanging out with the
Who?
with the sexual abuser who committed suicide.
The one that is now dead.
Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew.
Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't put Harry up in there, Terry.
Yeah,
No,
no, Harry. Yeah, Prince
Terry,
Andrew.
don't put Harry.
I knew he wasn't the one, but I couldn't think of his name. So it's Prince Andrew, the old guy who didn't know that Boo Boo took a picture with dramatic.
He knew. He posed for the photo with the young lady. He didn't know that they took his picture.
The one that he never seen before.
How do you? Oh, I don't know how I got that picture because I didn't take a picture.
But see, that's how your lies catch up with you.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if that's my head.
All these old men are very stupid when it comes to this thing. There's always a record of something, whether you know it or not.
Trust.
So
somebody, you went to the aquarium. You went to the aquarium and somebody behind you was taking a picture and you're in it. That's how they catch all of the people in the movies. You were just in the back. You wasn't even in that shot, but you were in the background and they zoom in. What's that over there?
Exactly. But movies imitate life. So these things happen somewhere for real in real life.
Right.
And they just adapted it. So you're never safe, especially not in the Big Brother world we live in. Please. That was stupidity on his part. Exactly. Okay. I do have
a new opening song here with Mark. He's saying,
but Mark has a comment. There it is.
I decided that all of you need a theme song opener like the Brady Bunch. Okay, I'm not singing. Here's the story of the Biz Chicks ladies. You'll have to practice looking up and over to the other squares.
Right. Okay.
Oh, wait.
No, this way. Wait.
It's all backwards.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, that's why this won't work.
Yes, because the thing is just back
Hollywood
Squares. Exactly.
Thank you, Mark, for that laugh.
And Pat. So, Dr. Tashi, what is happening in the world of media?
Oh, so I have another Instagram thing just to confuse the waters even more. Media and social media is basically media. And this is interesting. So this is also advertising. Not Facebook. Well, it is Facebook, but Instagram has actually recreated a video that Celine Dion did in 1996 called "It's All Coming Back to Me Now." If you're familiar with Celine Dion's music, yes. So they recreated this, but they recreated it as a shoppable video.
Oh yes, I saw that. Yes, now I remember. I saw it.
Yes. And so what it is it's a video that they recreated, and Celine Dion is doing this all over again. And they did this. This is the first true ad for Instagram shopping, and Instagram shopping actually started rolling out in March. So according to Instagram, 80% of the users follow brands actively on Instagram. So they said, why not do this? And there are 130 million users that interact with shopping posts on Instagram every month. So it's not new that you can shop posts. That's not a new thing. But this is the first time that you're actually able to shop in the video. So you're actually with a lot of brands like Dior is one, Michael Kors, Marc Jacobs. So you can shop the looks in that video. All you have to do is click on it and shop it. How dangerous is this? Okay, so talk about instant gratification. Also, Adidas, Oscar de la Renta. Adidas is going to be a huge one with a lot of the younger contingency because they really, really like sneaker culture and what is it? Athleisure. Yeah.
Athleisure, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be huge. But this to me was a huge piece of news because this revolutionizes advertising. This revolutionizes what you can do with video. Now, I made this point on Wednesday that this is not the first time you've been able to shop video per se. If you had a cable provider and you were watching HSN or QVC, you're actually able to use your remote to click to shop whatever happens to be on. Friday Night Beauty with Molly Roncal. Here, you can buy that lipstick. Oh, Skechers has a thing going on, and I want the air-cooled foam thing. Let me shop that. So this is not the first time, but it is the first time it's happened in social media.
Yes.
And using a celebrity like this to do such a thing. I mean, so it really also revolutionized, and I had this conversation, and it's more of a philosophical thing. What does that do to the nature of art? If now I can create videos or create films and people can, I could get all these, headliners to be in this film, whether it's a short or not. And the star has on a pair of Nike Air Max. You click on it and do that? Does that then lessen the importance of this piece of thing as art? If you're doing something just for it to be a commodity, is it still art? Now, obviously, it can be artistic, but is it still art? So this also has the propensity to change the nature of what art is. So this really has wide-reaching implications, and I was really interested in this piece of news.
Dr. Tati, do you remember way back when product placement was a big deal, a big controversy in movies? Remember that?
Absolutely. Even going back to the 50s where they used subliminal advertising to get people to buy Coca-Cola in movie theaters.
See what Fred is doing? Yeah, so remember that was a big thing in movies where you couldn't, like, with showing a Pepsi can or Coke can, they would always cover it with a generic thing, and then it became, well, Coca-Cola wants to buy it, put money into the movie, but you have product placement, same thing with TV. It was a big uproar back then. So
it's huge. I mean, I'll give another example. In E.T., and E.T. has made a resurgence because of the commercial that came out over the Thanksgiving holiday with the original Elliot. So remember, in E.T., he was eating Reese's Pieces.
Yep.
That's because they approached M&M Mars and they wanted him to eat M&Ms, and they were like, no, not with this ugly creature. Reese's Pieces quickly snapped it up.
They swooped in there.
They swooped in like a damn vulture with dead animals, and they got that account.
Thing they ever did.
M&M's rethought their things on a lot of things, because that creature was cute to a lot of people. So it started from then in the product placement, and people saw it as an opportunity. So this is product placement to the nth degree. It's purposeful product placement. It's like not just, okay, well, let me get them to sponsor this. This is like, I can get them to shop this.
Right.
I could get more eyes on this by getting them to purchase this. And then you don't even have to leave the app. That's another thing. We are by nature now lazy because of technology. We don't even want to click to go to a website to buy. How lazy is that? But you could buy this all in app.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing is, when you make the first purchase, you put your credit card information in, but after that, you don't have to put your credit card.
You don't have to put it in again. It saves it. Dangerous for you, but I think it's intriguing. I really do.
This is where there needs to be some two-factor authentication going on, my opinion. But
that's the other end of this. Do I really trust a Facebook property with more of my personal information?
No.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm not right now.
Not without some two-factor authentication going on.
Yeah, exactly. That in-app purchase thing is really serious, that you can watch the program and just click and buy it now. It took before, you used to watch I need to go buy that hamburger. You have to get in the car, go drive to go get it or whatever. Now you can click and they'll bring it to your door.
You don't even listen. back in the day, remember you would be craving something from a restaurant, but I'm like, you don't even have to do that anymore because of apps like Grubhub and Delivery Dudes and
DoorDash,
DoorDash,
Seamless,
all that.
yeah.
Seamless. Yeah, exactly. Because of that, you don't have to do that anymore. So it's amazing what technology has done. This is, again, going back to my point of, so before at least you had to walk your behind to the restaurant and get the food. Now you could sit on the couch, tell the A to change the channel, and then get what's the name, and then unlock the door and say it's open. Oh, I can't.
Now, speaking of that, I saw a Taco Bell commercial, I think last night. I think it's really recent in my mind, where it's four couples, and the girl the girls are taking pictures for Instagram, but none of the guys, because they're Instagram boyfriends, they take pictures of their girlfriends for Instagram. None of them wanted to take a picture because they were all eating the Taco Bell, something new from Taco Bell. And then they had it delivered with the DoorDash or one of those delivery things. So one of the guys, they're eating and looking at the girls, and one of the guys pushes his hip out because in his pocket is his phone. So he doesn't even talk. He just pushes his side out, and the guy who brought the food had to take the picture of the girls because the guys were so busy eating Taco Bell.
Wow.
But it's some new rap thing or something that they had. So that's what they had. They had a commercial about that.
It's quite interesting. Uber Eats delivers. Everybody delivers now. And I'm talking about when I first saw McDonald's deliver, I was like, seriously? We're going to do the Happy Meal or something. And I'm like, really? But people are so convenience minded that they don't want to stop whatever they're doing,
right,
and have it brought in,
right. And then remember the Popeye chicken sandwich. I know the DoorDash all of those delivery people were like mad because everybody was like, "Well, I'm not gonna wait in the line. I'll just have DoorDash or whoever go over there.
Bring it to me, yeah.
Bring it to me." So you had a line for the people, and then you had a line for the delivery guys.
Exactly.
Wow.
But and the delivery ain't cheap. You think that it would be? No. I was like, wait, I could do pizza for less than this.
Exactly. It's not, and really, it's like when it comes down to it, you look at like, all right, it's not that far. Let me go get it.
Right.
Whatever it is, because the costs are astronomical, but you are paying for the convenience of it. So there are people, and many who will rather pay that $5 or whatever than to go and get it.
Oh yeah. It's not less than $20.
This is over here. Topic. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, TJ.
I was just going to ask because I missed your show. I was going to watch the repeat. Did you talk about the Popeyes chicken sweater, Christmas sweater?
Sweater?
No,
you didn't talk about it.
Oh no, the Popeye. I talked about another Christmas sweater. I didn't talk about the Popeyes chicken Christmas sweater.
Okay, it's $44.
Say what?
Well,
the devil is a liar.
Advantage, yeah, and he and his henchmen. I paid for a chicken sandwich.
It says Popeyes chicken, the colors, and it says Popeye chicken, Popeye chicken, Popeye chicken. Yeah.
KFC, I think, has something similar because KFC is really, but they've done a job in terms of having swag and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised with KFC, but I never heard of Popeyes doing anything. So that's interesting.
This came, I think, this week. It came out like midweek this week. So
I have a problem with fast food swag in general.
Okay.
It's like, what the heck?
Well, see, that's why you will not win the ugly sweater contest.
It's the Gen Z. I hate to talk about them, but that's who's driving this. Because
I'm like, really?
What?
Because I don't like even putting the car, you put the frame on the back of your license plate. So I'm not giving y'all free advertising. Y'all need to write me a check.
That's why I take it right off.
So Nazim says Popeye chicken sweaters. Where does it work?
I gotta see this. I'm Googling this while y'all.
Yes.
This week.
Popeye
is serious.
So if we're talking about ugly Christmas sweaters, then talk a little bit about pop culture, which I talked about. The Christmas sweater I talked about was Walmart Canada actually had a sweater that was an ugly Christmas sweater for men that said let it snow. That's fine. However, they had a cracked out looking Santa with bug eyes and 3 lines of snow, and snow is
Yes.
yes.
I saw that. Mhm.
Now, it wasn't Walmart proper itself. You know that they allow some approved third-party vendors to sell on their site. How the hell somever
that somebody did not catch that?
How can you not? I mean, and it's blatant. It is 3 lines, and Santa's looking like it's about to be a party. It's crazy. So, of course, they apologized. They pulled it. But really, that's a whole other thing. If you're going to do Walmart, I'm speaking directly to the camera because I'm talking to you, Walmart. If you want to do big boy and big girl games like Amazon does, then you have to do big girl and big boy surveillance. You need to make sure whatever is up on your site, if it's something questionable, comes down within seconds. You don't have time for that type of thing.
Well, my question is, what happened to buyers? Yeah,
that's the sweater.
Oh, that's the chicken sweater.
Yeah,
there
it is. That's it.
Okay, I'm not doing that.
It's $45.
That is hella ugly.
It's an ugly sweater. It's supposed to be ugly.
I don't care.
It's hella ugly, and I know it's supposed to be ugly, but the funny thing is I actually just read an article about how ugly sweaters, the whole thing with microplastics in the water. Yeah. How they, and the constant washing of clothes is doing this. So every year, people usually don't wear the same ugly sweater. They're saying they go out and get a new one. I guess they're cheap enough to do that. So, but that's adding to this whole microplastic problem that we have. So Popeyes, in addition to your plastic chicken.
Oh my God.
Mark has a comment over there.
Which one?
I
the
think
fireplace one or the other one?
Do both of them.
Mark says, I don't have a fireplace, or I would have those KFC logs so that I could bask in the smell of chemically enhanced fried chicken daily. And then he says, that was a great Christmas sweater. It probably should come in children's sizes. However, little Johnny is wearing his Christmas coat again.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Sleep at the wheel at Walmart. So
yeah. So that was a major fail for Walmart this past week.
When I saw it, I went, wow. And it's something crudely designed like an 80s game.
Yes, like exactly like a video game.
Game from the 80s. Like you remember
like Last Friday or something? Okay.
So it was
terrible. Or as they say in DC, Maryland, Virginia, terrible.
Okay, well, if you don't like that, you can get the fried chicken hoodie. Let me see if I can get it.
Oh,
yes.
No.
Yes, I saw the fried chicken hoodie.
I'm trying to get it in the
front. There it is. Oh my gosh.
Okay. So you can walk around looking like a piece of fried chicken, or you can just go with Popeyes.
You have the ones with the ramen noodle package. My daughter wants that one with the ramen.
With the ramen.
Okay.
Ramen package on it.
I think some pop culture stuff, while kitschy, is actually really cute. But then I think sometimes it goes too far and misses the mark, like the cocaine sweater. Yeah, but that's a bit too much.
That sounds really ugly.
Yeah,
the ramen jacket, I get that. As long as their ramen is in the packets in your.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a cute pop culture thing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Absolutely. So.
Oh wow! Wait a minute.
They got different ones.
Yep, they got the sweatshirt that says they're sold out
of the Popeyes.
So then when they're not sold out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that one even looks better than that other sweater, though.
Yeah, it's a sweatshirt.
Yeah, but it looks better.
Yeah. And how much is that? Is that $144?
$24.99.
$24.99?
Mm-hmm.
That's a little more reasonable.
Well, and my question is this promoted by Popeyes, or did someone just decide to make a shirt?
I'm just gonna say, if you go to Amazon, there's lots of Popeyes sweatshirts and things, but the ones that I talked about was from Popeyes.
And see, oh gosh, so here's the thing, and I hate to bring this up. No, I don't. So the interesting thing with all of this swag is that often it is the companies themselves that are late to the game with the swag, and they have all this other bootleg and created swag out there before the companies are, oh well, let's take control of our name and make swag, and then it'll be some damn ugly swag. Okay, case in point, I'm a huge fan of the Mandalorian. The Star Wars, The Mandalorian, Baby Yoda. Okay, Baby Yoda is a huge phenomenon. And my thing is, Disney, you are the Bama of the week for not anticipating the need and the want of people to have this adorable Baby Yoda. So
somebody was sleeping.
Yeah,
they need to be fired, yo. So they were asleep at the wheel. Meantime, Etsy and Amazon, all these other people came out with tons of Baby Yoda swag, handmade and otherwise. So then Disney's, no, all right, we got to go. Okay, right here. And they come up with the most god awful, ugly swag. We were like, this is the best you can do. Terrible. They missed the mark. So I think that what happens is they're not working with good marketing people that are anticipating the needs. They're not anticipating the wants. We haven't had, for those people that are Star Wars people, we haven't had a really character that we love and can identify with since like R2-D2.
The Ewoks
and R2-D2.
Yep.
They tried with the other new little robot thing.
Jar Jar Binks was a They hated that. Yes.
No, it didn't really work out. So we've been, Star Wars fans have been dying for something, and Baby Yoda was it. The fact that you didn't see that, somebody needs to be fired.
And can I say something? I just saw something. TNT is doing the Star Wars marathon starting today.
Oh,
there you go.
All of them, 1 through 8 or 1 through 5. Today, I was like,
Oh, and this is in lead up to the Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Next week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's one more after
there's one.
They got a new one coming out.
Yeah,
there's a new one coming out next week, but they had one, was it a year or two ago?
Like a year, about a year and a half ago. Yep.
The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi was the girl.
On Disney Plus. They didn't put that one on Disney Plus.
Oh, they're not gonna do that.
They can't. They don't. I don't think they have the distribution for that anyway. So,
that's kind of like the Spider-Man thing that Disney doesn't have all the distribution for Spider-Man. I'm like, I don't want to see the first 3. I want to see the new stuff at Marvel. I want to see the ones that Marvel had their hands on, not that other stuff. I'm sorry.
Right. So they got to get that together.
Exactly.
Get it together.
So I might be trying to binge the Star Wars story.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm like, wow, this has been an interesting
discussion. Pat says she's getting her a sweatshirt that says Durham Skyrider.
Oh,
hey.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thinking. That's good thinking. That's the
way. Get your own sweatshirt too. Everybody's getting one. Make one of yourself.
And when you walk around local, walk around town and doing things, Pat, people are going to say, "Well, what's that?" There's your opening to tell them what you do.
Absolutely.
Hand them a card. Tell them to find me on Facebook. Blah blah blah. There you go. That's a.
You've heard of Luke Skywalker? This is Durham Skyrider.
Nice. I like that. I like that.
Point.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had Disney Plus now for a week. It might be a keeper. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to disengage from something else.
You know what? The only reason it's up there on my TV is because the 5-year-old came and saw it and
wanted it.
Well, but there's more content up there. I like Jeff Goldblum's The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
it is good. It's very
that was good. Yeah, he's great.
Check it out.
And he looks good, if I may say so myself.
It does. He did. I was like, oh, instead of me binging it, I said, let me watch one at a time
Right.
I tend to watch them and just I need to get to the end story. But the one with him was good.
Mm-hmm.
Disney Plus is and I just got the basic Disney Plus. I'm like, oh, not bad. And it has movies and some other stuff.
I was looking
There's
My
for
a
Marvel.
here.
I was looking for the Ralph Rex the internet, but it's not there.
Yeah, it ain't on there. I was like,
Right.
come on, y'all, put
Right.
the
That was
good
the
stuff
first thing
on
I
there.
went to look for.
Mm.
Because I think Fran is always talking about it, but I gotta see this thing. I went and looked for it. They have the first Wreck-It Ralph. They don't have the second one. I was like, oh.
Right.
Well,
And
you all
they
enjoy your $12.99 a month.
no, I didn't do $12.99. I got the $6.99 one.
Yeah.
I'm not doing 12.
Enjoy your
Well,
$7 a month.
Well, you know something? It's cheaper. $7 is cheaper than taking 4 kids to the movies.
The movies.
You're right.
This is
So I justified it that way.
But
It's
not as cheap as giving them a camera and say, hey, make your own movie. So
there you go.
Yeah, that works too.
Well,
Then
they
it-
got
you
a
know-
phone.
Well, they all have iPads. They can make as
Yeah.
much as they want over there in GarageBand and over there in iMovie, whatever they want to do. And they've had their classes. But when it comes to watching videos, they like Disney. Okay.
Yeah.
$6.99, I could do this. That's $2.
But I have to go 86 something else that's no longer necessary.
Exactly.
I refuse to be sucked back into
The $200
paying.
cable bill.
Yes, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, Hulu, but I got rid of that way back there. Hulu was like, bye.
Yeah, Hulu is like, nah, okay.
But you know, Hulu did a special
Really?
to try to get people to come back. Yeah, if you'd been gone for more than 12 months, you could get back for $2 a month.
Really?
Or if you're new, you get in for $1.99. Yeah.
Okay, but the
But-
problem is they didn't have anything on there I wanted to watch. And
Exactly.
that's why I turned it off.
I didn't sign up. I didn't re-up because I was like, you know what? Y'all are boring. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring up real quick, ask Dr. Tachi, did you hear about you heard about the Netflix change? They want to change their pricing model in the wake of this Disney juggernaut thing. And they were saying Netflix is doing it because they're afraid of, what's coming.
Are they going to lower the price?
What are they doing? Are they charging less? Or are they having a special?
Well, I heard a little bit of it on the news. I was going to investigate, but it's something about reducing they're going to have a reduced price package.
Go ahead. So, Dr. Tachi, tell us what.
Well, see that I'm in the same boat Terry is. Like, I just heard about it and I didn't have time to investigate.
Yeah.
But so there's like another package that they have that's kind of reduced price. I think they have reason to have concerns.
Yeah.
To sit there and say you're going to end up like a Blockbuster. We don't have to be worried. You do have to be worried. You will end up like Blockbuster.
At least they see the train coming and not waiting until the train.
And they saw the train coming from before. This is why, I think they had a smart strategy in terms of I keep saying that $13 billion that they put into original content because they knew that this day would come eventually. They knew that they weren't going to be the only game in town forever. Mm-hmm. So you have to have an exit, not necessarily an exit strategy, but a strategy to pivot or evolve from what you're doing when you know that this is going to happen. So when you start to see this happen little by little, when you started to see the Hulus and everything coming out, you knew it was only a matter of time before the major networks started to have their over-the-top platforms and then the major media companies, and then pull stuff from where you have. If your strength is only in syndicated content and only in licensed content, you're going to be in trouble if you don't have distribution rights.
Okay,
correct.
Here is the Netflix. The Netflix deal is you pay by the year.
Okay.
You pay by it's a limited time offer, lets you save up to 50%. 12 months gets you the full 50% savings, while the 6 months and the 3 months options are good for 30% and 20% discount respectively. That's what the talk was that I heard.
Is that just for new people coming in?
Or is that for everybody?
I'm not sure if it's new people.
Okay, because see, that might work, but they're gonna have to have programming to make me want to stay.
Oh, they're saying that they're targeting both new and existing customers.
Okay,
cool. Because if I only have to pay annually, that might work, and I'm getting 50% off.
Right. So here's
That might
the
work.
official statement from Netflix. We believe that our members may value the flexibility that comes from being able to pay for a few months at once. As always, this is a test, and we will only introduce it more broadly if people find it useful.
Okay.
So they want you to
At
pay.
least they're thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, the thing is, I love the way they frame that. You know, I should write spin for people because, you know, if it's more advantageous for you to pay in advance, or for us to bank your money and make interest for it over all year, I'm okay with that. I'll take your money. Stop it. just lower.
And they just want to have some money in the bank.
Right.
And maybe they should have.
And I'm locked in for a year.
Right.
And they may have they should have teamed up with Apple when they had an opportunity and ride on the coattails of somebody who got more money than them.
Just saying. Look.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, I heard that on the news. I think it was this morning. So I remember hearing.
yeah.
A yearly, you have to pay by the year, and you get the discount. So it's a test.
I'm just saying. Pay attention to your industry. What's happening? Because I'm like,
And these things all ultimately trickle down to the consumer anyway. So I think it's really good to be aware of what's happening in media and tech, definitely, because it affects us.
Yeah,
it really does. And you know, the companies, the cable companies, are really trying to get us back. They're trying to suck us back
yes.
in.
Yes.
And I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, I think we talked about it. There was a study that was done that already shows that people have OTT fatigue, the streaming fatigue, because there are so many choices.
And more to come.
And more to come. And so this would really be, as I said, I've been saying this, the fact that there are so many choices and we have such fatigue that we're going to long for the days of cable when we were told what to do, because many people don't do good with a whole bunch of a la carte. Okay, well, what do you suggest? And they want the package put together for them. So while we probably won't see the same type of cable like we did before, it will be an evolved cable, but it will make a resurgence if they're smart. Some of these cable companies are not that smart when it comes to these things because they're not consumer focused and they never have been. If they're smart now, what they're going to do is become consumer centered and consumer focused and come up with packages that are reasonable, because the thing is, they don't have to cost $200 a month. No. You're doing that to increase your profits. They don't have to. Don't talk to me about the technology, because you're using the same damn coaxial cable that you did in 1956. So I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. And with that, we want to say thank you for everybody tuning in live and inputting conversation and making this conversation and discussion very fun today. Patricia says she's waiting for them to bring back 10-Speed and Brown Shoe, starring Ben Vereen and Jeff Goldblum. When they took it off the air in 1980, they said they were going to tweak it and bring it back. Well, it's been quite a few years.
Quite a while.
Yeah.
Couple of decades. Let's see here.
Sing us out. Mark,
Terry, talk about jazz hands and we're all out.
Thank you, Pat. Pat says great show. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Alfredo. Everybody.
Happy birthday, Pat.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Yeah.
I'm not singing, so
I put a story on her Facebook. I put
yay.
Oh, we gotta go look.
Yeah, so you could go Facebook story when it's somebody's birthday, you can put a story on there.
On their thing. Yeah, that'll okay, gotta do that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, everybody. We'll see you on Monday. Talk to you soon. Thank you.
Yep, Pat. When I'm 64, she says she's 64 today.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday.
Woo-hoo.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.